Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we are going to learn about IELTS Speaking Test Part 1. Our topic is Internet. Internet. Now, if you're planning to sit for your IELTS Speaking Test, then there is a chance that you may be asked some of these questions, and what we are going to do in this lesson is we are going to look at the questions in details, and we are also going to look at the sample answers. Let us begin. Question 1. How often do you go online? How often do you go online? When the examiner asks you this question, he or she wants to know how many times, for example, in a day, in a week, in a month, you go online. In other words, you access the internet. How many times in a day, or maybe in a week, do you access the internet? How many times? That is what the examiner wants to know. Now, you may answer that question by saying sample answer 1. When the examiner asks you, how often do you go online? You can say, I go online daily, throughout the day, whether I'm at work or at home. I spend at least 7 hours on the internet every day. I go online daily throughout the day, whether I'm at work or at home. I spend at least 7 hours on the internet every day. Okay? Now, in that answer, you have provided comprehensive details. You have given a full answer. You have not simply said daily. You have explained that you do it daily, but you have also explained that actually you do it throughout the day, whether you are at work or at home. You have also explained how many hours you spend on the internet every day. Remember, when you're asked a question, to provide 2 to 3 answers to your question. Avoid yes or no answers, okay? Once you have said yes, explain why. Once you say no, explain why by giving 2 to 3 answers to support your yes or your no. Okay? Now, let's move on to question 2. What do you use the internet for? What do you use the internet for? In this question, the examiner wants to know, when you choose to go online, what is it that you're doing there? What are you doing there? What do you use the internet for? For what reasons do you use the internet? Now, you may answer that question by saying sample answer 2. I use the internet for work, socializing with my friends on social media platforms, but also to look for information and for entertainment. I use the internet for work, socializing with my friends on social media platforms, but also to look for information and for entertainment. Okay? Now, in that answer, you have provided a number of reasons as to why you use the internet. 1, it is for work. 2, to socialize with your friends on social media platforms. 3, to look for information. And number 4, for entertainment. Okay? and I have joined all my reasons together using commas, but I've also used connecting or what we call linking words. For example, I have used but also, and finally I have used and. In that sentence, I have also used a complex sentence, okay? That whole sentence is a complex sentence because I have more than 3 ideas joined together, okay? So, ensure that you also use a variety of sentence structures in your question, or rather in your answer. Ensure that you use simple sentences, complex sentences, and compound sentences. But also ensure that you use intonation. Intonation means you raise and lower your voice depending on what you're saying to emphasize parts of your answer. Okay? I use the internet for work, socializing with my friends on social media platforms, but also to look for information and for entertainment. Now you notice in my answer I'm using intonation. Let's move on to question 3. How do you get online? How do you get online? In this question, the examiner wants to know, whenever you use the internet, how do you get internet connection? How do you get online? How do you get connected to the internet? That is what the examiner is asking you. To answer that question, you may say sample answer 3. When the examiner asks you, how do you get online? I do have Wi-Fi at home and also at work. My phone, laptop, and tablet are all connected to the internet throughout the day, which makes it convenient for me to get online whenever I wish. I do have Wi-Fi at home and also at work. My phone, laptop, and tablet are all connected to the internet throughout the day, which makes it convenient for me to get online whenever I wish. Now, in that answer, you notice that you have pointed out how you get online by saying that 1, you have Wi-Fi at home, but also you have Wi-Fi at work. That's not all. You have then provided details, and that is the fact that your phone, your laptop, and your tablet are all connected to the internet throughout the day. Okay? Now, between out and day, there should be the, okay? Throughout the day, okay? When I was writing, I skipped that. Throughout the day, okay? The internet throughout the day. So insert the between out and day, okay? I do have Wi-Fi at home and also at work. My phone, laptop, and tablet are all connected to the internet throughout the day, which makes it convenient for me to get online whenever I wish. So in that answer, I have pointed out how I get online, and that is because I have Wi-Fi at home but also at work. Then I have explained how all my devices, my phone, my laptop, and the tablet are connected to the internet throughout the day, okay? And that makes it convenient and quite easy to get online whenever I wish. So ensure that you provide a detailed answer, okay? But also ensure that you're using vocabulary that is relevant to the topic that the examiner is asking you, okay? For example, in answer 3, you can see I have used words like Wi-Fi, okay? I have used phone, laptop, tablet, okay? I have used words like online, to get online, okay? Connected to the internet, All these are very, very important words and phrases that are related to the topic of the internet. Now, let's move on to question 4. Do you have your own computer? Do you have your own computer? Now, in this question, the examiner wants to know whether you own a computer. Okay? Do you own a computer? Do you have a computer that is your own property? Okay? Do you have your own computer? Now, you can answer this question by saying, when the examiner asks you, do you have your own computer? Yes, I do have a personal home computer, although I don't use it that often. Instead, I tend to use my portable laptop for typing and printing Word documents. Yes, I do have a personal home computer, although I don't use it that often. Instead, I tend to use my portable laptop for typing and printing Word documents. Okay? Now, in that question, I have provided extra details. Okay? Do you have your own computer? I have not simply said yes or no. Instead, I have explained my answer further. Okay? I have said yes, I do have a personal home computer, but I have also pointed out that I don't use it that often, and that instead I use my portable. Portable means that you can move it from one place to another. Instead, I tend to use my portable laptop, and I have explained what I use it for, and that is for typing and printing Word documents. Okay, so ensure that you provide a full answer, a comprehensive answer. Remember, the idea behind your IELTS speaking test is to prove the examiner that you have a good command of the English language, that you can express yourself freely on the topic that she's asking you or he is asking you about, that you have the vocabulary to do that, okay, and that you're not afraid to do it. Okay, now let's move on to question 5. What's your favorite website? What's your favorite website? Now, that question should be what's your. There should be an R at the end of you. What's your favorite website? In that question, the examiner wants to know, out of all the websites that you visit, okay, out of all the websites that you visit, which one do you like the most? Which one do you like the most? Now, you can answer this question by saying, let us look at sample answer 5. My favorite website has to be www.zalando.com. because I love shopping, and on that website I can find everything that I'm looking for in one place. My favorite website has to be www.zalando.com because I love shopping, and on that website I can find everything that I'm looking for in one place. Now, in that answer, you have not just identified the name of the website. Yes, that is quite good. My favorite website has to be www.zalando.com. But then you have to explain why. Why is it your favorite website? Why is it the website that you like the most? And therefore, I have provided the reasons, and that is because I love shopping. And on that website, I can find everything that I'm looking for in one place. So once you have identified the website, then explain to the examiner why it is your favorite website. Okay? Now let's move on to question 6. Do you think children should be allowed access to the internet unsupervised? Do you think children should be allowed access to the internet unsupervised. Now, what the examiner is asking you in this question is, do you think that young children, okay, when they choose to go online, okay, do you think that their parents should be there to watch and ensure that they are clicking on the right sort of material for their age? Do you think that children should only be allowed to go online when their parents are there to supervise them? To supervise means to watch them, to keep an eye, to control what it is that they're looking at online, for example. Do you think children should be allowed to access the internet unsupervised? So in your opinion, do you think that children should be allowed, should be given the permission to go on the internet unsupervised, that is without anybody supervising them? Do you think that is right? So the examiner wants your personal opinion on this question, okay? Now, you may answer that question by saying, when the examiner asks, do you think children should be allowed access to the internet unsupervised? No, because I think they can stumble upon material that is violent, sexual, and disturbing. There are a lot of online threats, such as pedophiles. No, because I think they can stumble upon material that is violent, sexual, and disturbing. There are a lot of online threats, such as pedophiles. No, because I think that they can stumble upon material that is violent, sexual, and disturbing. There are a lot of online threats, such as pedophiles. Okay? Now, in that question, I have provided my personal opinion very clearly about the fact that I do not think that children should be allowed access to the internet unsupervised. But I have also pointed out very clearly what those threats are. I have given my reasons, and that is the fact that they can stumble upon material that is violent, that is sexual, and that is disturbing. I have also pointed out that there are a lot of online threats for children, such as pedophiles. So ensure that once more you provide a detailed answer. Ensure that you provide at least 2 to 3 reasons to justify your answer. Okay? And this brings me to the last section of our lesson, where I give you a few tips to ensure that you pass your IELTS speaking test. Tip number 1, ensure that you use a variety of sentence structures and use in your answers. Use simple, complex, and compound sentences. Number 2, ensure that you use good and correct vocabulary for the topic that you're talking about. Number 3, ensure that you use the correct intonation. Rise and lower your voice depending on what it is that you're saying. Number 4, ensure that you provide 2 to 3 answers for each question that you're asked. And finally, ensure that you join your ideas together using linking words or connectors such as and, also, but, furthermore, and so on. Okay? Now, this brings me to the last section of our lesson, where I read for you the questions, and as I read out the questions, please think of an answer. Okay? Question 1. How often do you go online? Question 2. What do you use the internet for? Question 3. How do you get online? Question 4. Do you have your own computer? Question 5. What's your favorite website? Question 6. Do you think children should be allowed access to the internet unsupervised? Now, if you're able to answer those questions, well done. If you had a few problems here and there, Do not worry, because you still have the sample answers. You can practice and practice and practice and adapt the sample answers to your own answers. Now, thank you very much for watching, and remember to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up and share the video on all your social media platforms such as Facebook. Until our next lesson, bye bye.